Hi, everybody. Welcome back to a very, very, very late weekly rotation video. This was supposed to be for the week ending the 21st of January, which was Sunday, last Sunday, which is when I normally upload these videos. But stuff got away from me. I've been way more busier than I expected to be at this time of the year. Just stuff got in the way. Anyway, I am going to make this a quick video and a little bit less formal than it normally is. I won't go through each single day and tell you what I wore on that particular day. I will talk about all the perfumes I did wear. But I'll start off, as some of you will know, and if you don't, this year, since the beginning of 2024, I have committed to basically picking one perfume to wear every day of a week and then rotating it with a bunch of others. So I'm not just wearing the same perfume for the whole week. And that perfume that I chose this week is Them by Miskeo Parfums. And if you've been watching these videos, you will know that each week I've had a kind of different experience with that particular perfume that I wore. Like, for instance, in the first perfume I did this with was Fumerie Turk, and one of the observations I made was that that particular perfume, as the week progressed, I seemed to get more and more anosmic to it, the more often I wore it. But it didn't happen with the subsequent perfumes that I wore, and I just had a different experience with it. What I've noticed with them, which is kind of pleasing, is that this one stayed very, very consistent each day that I sprayed it on. So it performed exactly the same way each day, regardless of what the weather was doing or anything like that. This one I definitely didn't become anosmic to. I could smell it. In fact, what I did notice wearing it on consecutive days was that I could smell some more of the things that it's made up of. So this week I really, really picked up on the floral aspects of this leather perfume. It's predominantly leather perfume, but there are good dose of floral notes and accords in it. So it was nice just to wear something and sort of peel back a few layers of a perfume that you think you're already familiar with, but you constantly just continue to get to know perfumes the more you wear them. Okay, so let's, maybe what I'll do is show you the other bottles that I wore throughout the week and then talk about the samples that I wore throughout the week. So it's been relatively warm, so I've worn a couple here that are really nice in the warmer weather. I wore another Miskeo Brum by Miskeo, obviously, and this one is very ozonic, mineralic, and there is green in there as well, but it's not. To me, this doesn't come off as vegetal green or plants, trees, grass, whatever. It's almost like the green of sea moss. Maybe there is a bit of like some kind of seaweed aspect that comes through, but I really, really love it for this type of weather. Then one of my summer staples, which is Guerlain L'Homme Ideal cologne. And on the one rare day that it was a bit cooler, I wore Anatole Le Breton's Grimoire. And I'll tell you something about this when I wore it last week, was that, I mean, this is like an incensey, sort of slightly animalic perfume, but there was something when this was drying down on my skin that almost got a little bit edible, gourmandish. I couldn't put my finger on it, but it's definitely, it was good. It was a nice experience to wear this again and again, once again feel like something new was being revealed by the perfume. So that was quite exciting for me. Okay, so the samples that I went through this week, I'll start with one of the ones that I emptied. And this is my sample of Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrême. So very, very popular masculine Chanel release. And admittedly, I enjoyed wearing my sample of this. But what it made me realize was that this obviously has influenced a lot of subsequent designer releases. And as I was wearing this, albeit enjoying wearing it, I did find it quite generic smelling. And by that, what I mean by that is literally that I tend to smell this profile a lot. And so the fact that that's the case with this perfume, and it obviously might have been the one that really started it all, like in the same way that Bleu de Chanel did. It's not enough for me to want a bottle of that. It just, it doesn't elevate itself above the rest of the perfumes that I own. And maybe if I owned a lot less different perfumes, I would be more inclined to have something like this as a workhorse of something that I would wear reasonably often and not for particularly special occasions. But that is very, very unlikely to happen. One of the other samples that I wore is from Essential Parfums. This is Nice Bergamote, and it was actually quite pleasant and lovely to wear. My only wish, and I never have an expectation that this is the case. I really wanted this to last longer on my skin, or for me to be able to smell it more. But it was really pleasant, and I've got still quite a bit of it left. So I'm going to really dig into it and see if this is worth having more of as a summer perfume. Scents like this I wear a lot less often, purely because they're generally saved for warmer weather, warmer seasons. This is quite nice, and from what I can see, Essential Parfums is pretty reasonably priced for that segment of the perfume market. Like, I know that I became aware of Essential Parfums at the same time as several other brands that seemed to pop up instantaneously at the same time. For instance, like Maison Crivelli, Maison Ribacci, Parle-moi, what else? There was a bunch of these brands that just seemed to appear out of nowhere. And compared to those brands, Essentials seem to be pretty well priced for what I've smelled anyway. Then I also wore my travel spray of Verdant by Bougie Bougie. You all know that I love Gilded, and it's a very exciting new house that's just launched and is available now for sale across the world. Verdant is a green scent, but to me it's interesting, even though it's not a listed note or specified in any descriptions, the fruity greenness of this perfume on my skin really comes across as some kind of almost stylized juicy fig accord. So it could. There could be other things, but that's what it feels like to me. It's like not so much naturalistic, photorealistic fig off the tree, but almost a Pixar version of what a fig might smell like, if that makes any sense. I did end the week wearing Molecule 01 plus Iris, and of the three Molecule Plus perfumes that I have. I also have patchouli and mandarin. This iris is easily my favorite. It's also a very different iris note that I'm used to smelling in perfumes. And the best way I can describe it is that if you think about the spectrum of iris notes that you might smell in perfumes, and there's so many of them, ranging from that powdery, makeup-y, lipsticky kind of iris, where the other extreme is really earthy, rooty, orris butter. It's like those two extremes have been sort of dialed in, and what you're left with in the middle is Molecule 01 plus iris. And that was my week last week. Again, I'm sorry this video is late for anyone who was really holding their breath to watch it. But yeah, I'll see you in a few days for my current weekly rotation. And otherwise, I'll see you all very soon. Bye.